from 100 bookings per month at $50 each, that's huge in itself if we were just to maintain that. But we upsell when they walk in the door. So we can turn that into $150, even $200. I mean, that's enough to turn any small business around right there.
Hey everyone, my name is Lucas from LYFE Marketing, and today we're here with one of my very successful clients, Brittany. She's going to be talking to us about how they've been able to get their leads to over 100 within the last 30 days. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, so about your business, what you do, what your business is all about.
I'm Brittany. I own a Spray Daze Tan and Beauty Bar in San Diego. We have 2 locations. One is a full service salon that does hair, makeup, lashes, spray tans, waxing, everything beauty except nails, really. And then the other one is just an overflow for our spray tanning side. And that's the side that we are trying to continue to grow and open more locations and working to scale that, which is why I hired LYFE.
Awesome. And what was the problem other than being able to kind of scale the number of appointments? What was the problem that you had prior to partnering with us?
So when I hired marketing companies in the past, what they would do is basically just like take stock images, put it on our Instagram, and that was the extent of the marketing. It didn't bring in any new clients. There was no verifiable or measurable way to see what was coming from the marketing companies versus what was coming from my own efforts or from client referrals or whatever. And with LYFE, everything has been completely verifiable. We can measure everything with appointments booked, clicks, plus how much we're spending on those, which makes a huge difference because in the past I've spent the same amount of money and have no idea where it was going or what the ROI was.
Any other specific reasons why you chose us other than compared to any other marketing company other than the reason of not being able to measure the leads?
Honestly, when I was just looking at all these different marketing companies, I kind of sorted like through what are the best ones. I read on a bunch of blogs. And then when I came to your guys' site, it really it talked about a lot of the things that I had been reading about as far as how to help scale a small business. And the funnel marketing was probably the number one thing that I was looking for. And when I had been reading all these different marketing blogs and like business scaling, like videos and books and stuff, there was a lot of like keywords that kept coming up over and over. And I saw all of that addressed in LYFE Marketing's reviews, plus all of the stuff on the website that says like what you guys are able to do. And then also I saw your guys' really good reviews, but mostly just really seeing those key terms and that I wasn't seeing anywhere else. Like people just think marketing is just like posting, and that's really the very tip of the iceberg, really.
In terms of anything particular about the service that has helped you and why has it been so effective? Can you go on a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So I had tried on my own, like reading, all these different marketing things. Like I tried on my own to build out some of these funnels. And I did like different paid ads with Meta. While I got really good like cost per clicks and click-through rates, I was never able to figure out how to track effectively, nor did I really want to spend the time with all the other tasks that I had to do, like breaking down reports and analyzing things. And like, I just don't want that to be my sole focus. That's the kind of stuff that makes me miserable as a business owner. So if I could, spend my time focusing on things that actually, make money for my business, and then you can focus on bringing the clients in, that seems like an effective workflow to me.
But any other outcomes that you've seen in terms of being able to partner with us?
Yeah. So definitely achieving the target goal for this 3 months. And I also feel like now we have a baseline for how to accomplish more and more scaling for the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months. So that gives me definitely a sense of like hope in the business and how far we can go. But also I feel like the type of clients that we've been getting are a lot better than some of the ones that I was sourcing on my own. I don't know. I think that sometimes as one person, I can market more specifically to one type of person with how I see things versus the marketing that you guys are doing. I feel like we're reaching all sorts of demographics that we didn't reach before, and especially ages. I think a lot of people look at some of the salon stuff, especially spray tanning, as like for younger people, but now we have more older people coming through our door, which generally turns into more of a loyal clientele. And that's something that I always struggled with in the past. So you can get, girls to come in on a special or something, but getting clients that will stay and having good retention is better.
Yeah. Great to hear. And I know you also mentioned that you've been getting some male clients in the door as well, which is also something that you have already seen in the past. Can you elaborate how in terms of how it's changed your business, your life overall with this outcome, and also the outcome of the campaigns?
So I started using men in my advertising a while back because, well, at one point, really when I was marketing girls, I had all of my clicks, my budget eaten up by men, and we weren't getting male bookings. So when we switched to using male advertisement, and then I was trying to figure out how on my end to like maximize it without targeting to any men, and then somehow it would just end up that way, and I had no idea what was going on, but it was eating through my budget. So now using a male model and advertising that across male and female, we've been able to expand into the male marketplace, and I really like it. They're much easier, less tedious clients than women, that's for sure. But it's made a big difference having that balance out. They like things like body contouring and just, they're willing to pay for little extra things, especially getting like some of the bodybuilders, and that's been really cool for our business because that's something we get excited about. It's not the everyday client.
Another question: where would you think you would be right now if you didn't take the action of hiring?
I would be really hurting right now. I probably would have had to let go of some of my employees just without having new clients. I mean, my business takes about minimum 400 clients a month walking through our door, and we really need a huge percentage of that to be new clients because not everybody gets a spray tan every week. Definitely not every day, but most people don't get one every week. Maybe they do bi-weekly or even once a month. So really, you can see just mathematically wise how many new clients you need to be able to have them in the mix for how often they come. If they're only coming twice a year and we need 400 people walking through our door, it wasn't happening on my own. I could have gone back to being a sole proprietor and working for myself, but I have been able to sustain our employees through our slow season, and now we're getting into our busy season, and I'm feeling just really hopeful that we're going to hit our next target so that we don't end up in the same spot that we were in last year in our slow season where it's like, do I let everybody go or what do we do here? So definitely really encouraging. And my personal stress level has gone from like maximum to like just, we can hang in there a little bit longer and we're going to do it, and the hope in that is like, I can relax.
And the last question, if anyone right now is watching this video and they're on the fence of booking a call to speak with us and engaging them with us about marketing services, what would you say to them?
I mean, mathematically speaking, even if it's a lot up front for the first couple of months, it's going to pan out in your favor. From 100 bookings per month at $50 each, that's huge in itself if we were just to maintain that. But we upsell when they walk in the door, so we can turn that into $150, even $200. I mean, that's enough to turn any small business around right there. It will eventually pay for itself, so it's worth it. If there's a possibility of get a loan or get a new credit card and make it happen, and it can turn things around.